other advocates, other friends, other family members, elected officials, they know that I'm very passionate about how we have a structure of unlicensed group homes. So you have a provider that either owns their home, that is the AFC, that has to follow a thick document of rules. Then you have the other providers that do not have a contract and they don't have to follow those rules. So I was doing some research and I found out that Governor Tim Walz did something that fixed the loophole. So y'all check this out.
Years in the making, but now more than 2,000 assisted living and memory care facilities are fully licensed in Minnesota, the last state in the country to do so.
How big a deal is this?
It's hard to find the words to really describe how monumental getting this licensing is.
Why so important?
My mom's life was worth more.
For years, families complained about inadequate staffing, neglect, and even abuse in facilities they argued were poorly regulated.
Go to bed! Your room is 39!
Care 11 told many of their stories, including verbal abuse.
I was terrified for my mother.
A dementia patient sexually assaulted by a caregiver.
She couldn't push him off. She couldn't tell anybody.
And Chris Sundberg's dad, who was dead a week before anyone found him.
My father's body laid in his room for 7 days.
Advocates succeeded in getting the legislature to pass sweeping changes, and now they're in effect. Under new licensing rules, facilities will be required to have nurses assess every new resident to make sure they can meet their needs, be transparent about daily staffing levels, and the state will do more surveys and inspections that the public can see.
There are some basic things that every consumer, every resident can expect, regardless of where they choose to go. And that's critically important.
Every one of us believe that it's the right thing to do.
Patty Cullen with Care Providers of Minnesota says her members are ready. She believes they were already providing quality care, but these new guidelines will benefit residents and their families.
It's going to be much more transparent, easier to understand. The accountabilities are very clear.
For Care 11 Investigates, I'm Lauren Lemanchek.
Now, there are a lot of other provisions, so if you have a
Check this out. I'm going to show you something that unlicensed providers don't have to do, but licensed providers have to. So, unlicensed group homes don't have to follow this, which in the document of the procedures that licensed group homes have to follow. Part 6, Fire Safety Homes Licensed are proposed to be licensed after March 80. So there are things in here. Proving the detectors installed in place for smoke detectors in the kitchen. Meaning that if these things are not put in place, the state's going to come in and they're going to audit and they're going to make sure that people are safe in a licensed facility in Michigan. Unlicensed, USOL,